The first morning on Unity arrived slowly. Golden sunlight spilled across endless plains of emerald grass that stretched far beyond the horizon. Mist rolled gently across valleys untouched by roads, cities, factories, or history itself. For the first time in 4 years, Aurora woke up and didn't immediately look for a scoreboard. No player count, no challenge notification, no sponsor alert, no possibility that somebody somewhere was trying to kill her. Just sunlight, birdsong, and peace. The realization was so foreign she actually sat upright in bed, then laughed. The room itself was beautiful. The temporary governor's lodge overlooked a valley that seemed almost unreal. Massive silver-leaf trees rose from the landscape like natural monuments. Crystal blue rivers wound through forests and reflected the sunrise like mirrors. Aurora stepped outside. The air felt different, cleaner, lighter, alive. The front door exploded open. Plum emerged, hair a mess, one boot on, one boot off, holding half a sandwich. "We own a planet." Aurora burst out laughing. "Morning to you too." Plum pointed dramatically toward the horizon. "I claim that mountain. You can't just claim a mountain. Actually, I can." Aurora paused, then laughed harder. "Fair point." Plum grinned. "Champion of the Eclipse privileges." Aurora rolled her eyes. "You weren't champion. We're a package deal." Aurora couldn't even argue with that. The rest of the faction gradually emerged. Ellie already carried a datapad. Mira had 3. Nobody understood how. Pines arrived last, carrying coffee. The old Reaper stopped beside Aurora. The two stared out over the valley. Neither spoke. Then Pines quietly said, "Not bad." Coming from him, that was practically poetry. By mid-morning, they had begun exploring. The temporary settlement sat atop a hill overlooking hundreds of kilometers of untouched wilderness. Every direction offered something new. Towering forests, open plains, mountain ranges, river systems, waterfalls. The world felt vast, alive, waiting. Aurora loved it instantly. The girls quickly agreed on one thing: meetings could wait, government could wait, paperwork could wait. Today was exploration day. Officially, unanimously. Pines lost the vote, 5-1. The first creature appeared about an hour later. Technically, it appeared because Plum screamed. Everyone immediately assumed she was dying. Aurora sprinted. Ellie dropped her datapad. Mira nearly tripped over herself. Pines sighed heavily, then followed. They found Plum sitting on the ground, crying. Actually crying. Aurora immediately checked for injuries. Nothing. "What happened?" Plum pointed. Silence followed. The creature standing beside her looked equally confused. It was roughly the size of a large dog. Its body resembled an otter. Its legs resembled a wombat. Its tail resembled a fox. Its ears resembled a rabbit. And somehow all of that worked perfectly. Its silver fur shimmered in the sunlight. Tiny black eyes stared curiously at them. Then it waddled directly toward Aurora. Without hesitation, without fear, it sat on her foot, then rolled onto its back, demanding attention. The girls collectively died. Mira immediately activated her scanner. The device beeped several times, then displayed information. Species, native. Environmental role, root keeper. Ellie frowned. What does that mean? Mira continued reading. The species consumes harmful subterranean parasites and redistributes nutrients through soil networks. Plum blinked. So, Aurora smiled. It's a gardener. The scanner continued. One root keeper improves approximately 5 square kilometers of ecosystem health annually. Everyone stared. The creature sneezed, then attempted climbing Aurora. That was apparently enough. The entire faction immediately adopted it. Unofficially. The creature refused to leave Aurora's side. Everywhere she walked, it followed. Everywhere. At one point, it somehow climbed onto her shoulders. Nobody understood how. The creature weighed 20 kilos. Physics appeared optional. Aurora didn't complain. Actually, it reminded her of something, or someone. A memory. A simpler time. She looked at the fluffy animal, then smiled. "You know what?" The creature looked up. Aurora nodded. "Meatball." The creature sneezed. Plum gasped dramatically. "It accepts." The matter was settled. Meatball officially joined the faction. The rest of the day became increasingly ridiculous. The world seemed determined to introduce itself. Every few kilometers they discovered something new. Tiny floating creatures called sky puffs drifted through the air carrying pollen between flowers. The animals resembled living clouds, round, fluffy, harmless. Plum wanted 12, immediately. Further into the forest, they discovered another species, long-legged creatures called ripple runners. The animals skimmed across water surfaces and naturally removed algae from rivers. Entire ecosystems depended on them. Mira spent 20 minutes taking notes. Ellie spent 20 minutes asking scientific questions. Plum attempted feeding one a sandwich. The ripple runner stole the entire sandwich and escaped. Pines laughed for nearly a minute. By afternoon, they reached a giant crystal lake. The water was so clear they could see fish hundreds of meters below. Aurora sat on the shoreline, Meatball curled beside her. For a while, she simply enjoyed the silence. Then a shadow passed overhead. Everyone looked up. A ship. Large, familiar. Aurora immediately recognized it. The girls all stood. The vessel descended slowly before settling nearby. The loading ramp lowered. Kenny Reach emerged first. Celine followed seconds later. Aurora didn't even think. She ran. The girls weren't far behind. The reunion was chaos, pure chaos, hugging, laughing, crying, more hugging, Kenny pretending he wasn't emotional, failing spectacularly. Celine openly crying, nobody judging her. The family was together again, outside the Eclipse. Finally. The first thing Meatball did was approach Kenny. The second thing Meatball did was sit directly on his boot. The third thing Meatball did was refuse to move. Kenny stared down. The creature stared up. Silence. Then it rolled over, demanding scratches. Aurora laughed so hard she nearly fell over. It likes you. Kenny scratched behind its ears. The creature immediately fell asleep. Celine folded her arms. It has your personality. Aurora pointed. No, absolutely not. Celine nodded. Walks into somebody's life, immediately demands affection. The girls exploded laughing. Even Pines looked amused. Aurora groaned. The accusation was annoyingly accurate. The afternoon turned into one long family adventure. Kenny and Celine explored Unity alongside everyone else. No politics, no meetings, no ruler duties, just family. They climbed hills, crossed rivers, explored forests, watched wildlife, shared stories. For the first time in years, nobody was talking about surviving. They were talking about living. The difference felt enormous. Near sunset, they reached the highest hill in the region. The view stole everyone's breath. The valley stretched endlessly below. Forests, rivers, mountains, grasslands, everything bathed in golden light. Then somebody noticed something. Everlight, rising above the horizon, visible, massive, beautiful. Their second world hung in Unity's sky like a giant moon. The two planets watched one another, forever. Aurora smiled. Unity, Everlight, family, purpose, future. All of it suddenly felt real. Not as a dream, not as a reward, as responsibility, as opportunity, as home. Meatball curled up in her lap. The others settled around her. Kenny and Celine sat together. Plum and Ellie argued about future city names. Mira quietly watched the sunset. Pines sat slightly apart, content, peaceful. The old Reaper looked toward the horizon, toward Everlight, toward the future, and for the first time since entering the 12th Eclipse Games 4 years earlier, every single one of them felt something stronger than victory. They felt hope, and beneath a sky shared by two worlds and one family. The age of Everlight and Unity truly began.